Hey, this is a 10. The tab's 13.
You're 2 minutes late, dude.
Come on, I couldn't find the place.
Wise man say forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza. Hey, Gila.
Hey, Rob.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am wonderful, and under unusual circumstances.
These are indeed unusual circumstances.
I'm excited to be recording episode 403 of Modern Technology Watches.
Modern Technology Watches. Wait a sec. I know that one. That's that podcast where you, Rob Vincent,
And you, Gila Drazen.
show each other movies from our shared collection, mostly, but based on where we are, I feel like that's not what's about to happen.
Actually, that is what's about to happen, sort of. So, this is a movie, and you already know what the movie is.
I do.
So the surprise has been spoiled. But this is a movie that I had on my stack of things to show you this season. And then we got wind of a screening happening.
Ooh.
A real live theater screening of the 1990 movie.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Absolutely, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
35th anniversary screening.
So we were talking about whether we wanted to see it, and knowing that I think this will be a fun one to talk about, I had the idea to just make this the episode.
Well, I think this is going to be great fun.
I think so too. And give me a moment to get something out of my bag here.
Oh, wait, do you have back cover copy for me?
I have that very thing because knowing we were going to be doing this and recording this out in... Right now we are in a vestibule at a bank right by New York City's Union Square. And we are in here to find a little quiet spot where I can hand you my own old DVD copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990.
Which includes the original Sewer Maze interactive game played with your DVD remote control. Well, shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry we can't play with that, but they won't have that in the theater. But there's some stuff written on the back of the DVD case. But you want to take a look at the front first?
Did one of them have a stroke? Now, look, I don't know whose color is whose, and maybe I'll know by the time we're done. Mm-hmm. But the one in the red kind of looks like maybe he had a stroke.
In this cover shot, yeah, he is kind of doing a bit of a pose. I don't think it's a spoiler to say the animatronic suits in this movie were the work of Jim Henson's Creature Shop. It was one of the very last things they worked on before he passed.
Yes.
And so, if nothing else, the puppetry and filmcraft in this movie might be an interesting thing for you to watch.
Were they live action, or were there people in them?
They are people in them. They are
full body suits.
Yep, suit actors.
Okay.
And we'll talk about them later. But what have we got on the back of the case there?
Now you can catch America's favorite green teens in their first live-action blockbuster film. After wading in a puddle of radioactive waste, these radical reptiles are transformed into New York City's greatest crime-fighting quartet. Featuring a soundtrack with MC Hammer, this film will captivate kids and adults alike with its blend of humor, camaraderie, and martial arts action. Don't miss this blockbuster movie. You'll have one shell of a good time.
Yep, that's the 90s-tastic marketing speak on the back of this. Anything you recognize in the credit block there?
Elias Koteas?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Other than that, no.
Okay.
Should I?
Well, maybe one of the names will be more familiar to you when we're clicking around Wikipedia.
Wait, John Duprez? I know that name. Why do I know that name? Is that the one you meant?
Maybe.
But maybe it'll be more familiar when we're clicking around Wikipedia.
Maybe. Who directed it?
Steve Barron?
Mm-hmm. He's done things you like.
Steve Barron.
Yes.
Could you speak to that a little more?
Maybe later when we record the rest of this.
Aw, man! Okay.
I want you to go into this as fresh as possible.
Absolutely. Okay.
All right. So we are around the corner from the theater right now.
We are indeed.
We're pretty okay for time. We can get some snacks, do what we got to do, and check out 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Can I do that?
You certainly can. I mean, slight spoiler, that song is not in this film.
Well, then what is the point, I ask you?
There's other music in it, though.
Now, are we going to talk about Randall Monroe when we get so far? Although the music isn't in the movie.
The music isn't in the movie, but we could talk about Randall Monroe when we get back.
We should talk about Randall Monroe when we get so far.
Okay. So we'll leave this bank ATM vestibule thing, go back out into the world, and check out 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Let's do it.
Hey, Gila.
Hi, Rob.
Where are we right now?
We are currently in a cab on the way home from the movie. So we have a little time.
We do. And, I am brimming with things I want to ask you.
And I am actually brimming with thing I want to ask you. Just one thing.
And that thing is?
Oh, Rob.
Yes?
What the hell did you just make me watch? And not in terms of, like, why did you make me watch that? I understand. It's just, what was that? It was like 5 movies at once, and none of them were very good.
That's a valid take on it.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you for validating my big feelings.
And maybe it'll make a little more sense once you've got, like, more background information on how this picture came to be.
Probably. But, okay, just, I have questions specifically that are... Okay, question. Just one question.
Yes.
How is it that the 4 turtles
Yes.
were all there at the same time, and they fell in the same goo at the same time, in the same place, and yet
Yes.
one of them was like, oh my god, do you know what it was?
What it was.
The turtles were going through Wayne and Garth in the blue screen. And I know it hadn't happened yet, but just let me have this. Because, Raphael was like, hey, I'm in New York. I got a gun. Let's go to a Broadway show. And, God, now I don't remember who was who, but, like, Donatello was, like, total, like, laid-back surfer dude. And I think Michelangelo was, hi, I'm in Delaware. And Donatello was there too. I don't know. I can't tell them apart. What the fuck ever. I don't know. But how did that happen? How is it that they were all there at the same time in the same place and they all like had exactly that? It's a real interesting nature versus nurture thing, I suppose. Because they were all from the same place at the same time. And yet they basically went through everything in the Wayne and Garth blue screen.
They have
montage. I will die on this hill.
They've all got different accents, more or less.
Different accents, radically different personalities. But yeah, again, if they fell in the same goo at the same time, how is one of them from, like, Brooklyn and one of them from, like, SoCal, dude? Make that make sense.
No one's asking it to make sense.
I'm asking it to make sense. That was, like, 90 minutes of my life. I would like it to make sense.
Okay.
And, okay, here's my other question.
All right.
Casey.
Yes.
Beat up Raphael. And all of a sudden they're best friends?
Yes.
I would ask for a little bit of narrative continuity. Do I ask too much?
Maybe, maybe not. Obviously, this is a kids' movie. A 1980s kids' movie. It came out in 1990, I think, produced in...
Probably 89.
Probably.
Yeah. So you were 12 when it came out?
Yeah.
Did you see it when you were 12?
I did. And I think I very probably took myself to the movies, saw it by myself at the local dollar theater. Okay, so background.
Yes.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles started as a comic book.
In 1984. I figured that out from closing credits.
And in its comic book origins, it was kind of a grim comic because comics at the time were trying to be all grim and serious, and this was like, in the time of like Michael Keaton's Batman, where they were trying to, the whole superhero thing was turning like grim and gritty, and one of the biggest examples of that was a comic called Daredevil.
Ben Affleck.
as later played by Ben Affleck in a shitty movie. So Daredevil's whole thing, he was a fighter, a martial artist, who was blind, and it was kind of an extreme example in mainstream comics, of a superhero who just beat the hell out of people and got the hell beat out of him. Like, he didn't have superpowers other than the fact that his magic blindness got some toxic waste splashed in his eyes, and he could like kind of see even though he couldn't, and his other senses were heightened because that trope. But it was kind of violent as compared to like superheroes that would just use powers and knock a guy out once and he was down and so on. So Daredevil's enemies were a secret underground organization of ninja criminals called the Hand. So Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, the comic creators behind Ninja Turtles, were just farting around basically, and the origin story has been told so many times that it's probably nothing like what actually happened, but who the hell knows. But like they started just doodling for fun and ended up with like a turtle with nunchucks strapped to its little legs, and then they started riffing on that and came up with like anthropomorphic hind leg standing turtles. And
as one does.
As one does. And so they put out this comic book with these characters, and I think it was meant to kind of be a one and done thing. And it wasn't jokey, it wasn't hokey, they didn't eat pizza. It was just like these 4 turtles who beat up and killed the Shredder in the first story. And so as it evolved, like it became kind of a low-key comic hit. It was just weird enough, and it was the 80s. And so eventually the big hit version of the Ninja Turtles came about because they made a kids' cartoon out of it.
Right.
And the kids' cartoon took what was going on in the comics and just, turned the target age group way down. And so they were all jokey, they were, obsessed with certain baked bread products. And, they had these, like, goofball personalities and whatever. And that was the cartoon version, which became a huge hit. They ended up, there were efforts to get this movie made with the big studios. None of the big studios wanted to mess with it. They ended up making it as an indie film. And for the longest time, it was the highest grossing indie film in history.
See, because now, when anything that is remotely comic related is so massively tent-pole-y, and they're, planning out the MCU 10 fucking years in advance now, I don't know. So it's baffling to me that this needed to get made independently. And this is also 1990 when you could do that.
Yeah. I mean,
and it was a legitimate independent movie and not something that was like a smaller label of a bigger studio.
It was still kind of like the Tim Burton Batman had come out in 89. No one really believed that would work until it did. Because superheroes, like everyone would immediately think back to like the hokey 60s Batman. They were not in vogue. And, putting money into a movie based on them was certainly not in vogue by any of the big studios. So, without the wiki article or anything in front of me, I don't remember the numbers, but it ended up getting made for a small pile of money and, returning a huge pile of money.
Wait a second. Are you saying that we just saw was not the product of just scads of money?
Strangely enough, no.
And I'm saying that partially because clearly it was a lot of practical effects, right? You had the creature shop, you had the full body puppets, but, it wasn't like, there was no CGI.
Yeah, no CGI. There is... Now, the DVD I have of this movie, it's a flippy DVD that has the movie on both sides. And one side has the widescreen theatrical version of the movie, and the other side has the full screen for TV.
As so often happens when you have a two-sided DVD.
And in the full screen version, since it was an open matte full screen, which meant that instead of taking the wide picture and chopping off the left and right sides and doing like a pan and scan thing, they actually just opened up more of the frame. So on the full screen version, you see more of what's going on above the top and the bottom of what we just saw in the movies. And that being the case, there are so many special effects reveals in it. You can see wires and cables going into the turtle suits. You can see like the top edges of hanging backdrops of cities. And all
why
sorts
did
of
anyone
things.
think that releasing that cut was a good plan?
Because it was the VHS era originally. No one really cared, and also it was a goofball kids movie, so who gives a fuck?
Fair.
But I like that aspect of the DVD. I'll kind of just watch the full screen version sometimes, just to catch the reveals. But watching it that way drives home the point that they were making this all in front of the camera. And it was stunts, and it was animatronics, and I don't think there was a single frame of animation in there, apart from when they were watching a cartoon.
Yeah.
But all in all, having just seen the movie, as a movie, completely objectively, what are your thoughts?
It was trying to be so many things at so many different, so many things at the same time. And it was kind of hard to keep track of, okay, is it a serious fighting movie? Is it the Three Stooges? Is it a father-son thing? Is it a love story? Is it going to get into some weird interspecies shit? Because they definitely all had crushes on April. And I don't know, I kind of felt like she was vibing with the turtles too, and
Wow.
Are they actually teenagers? I don't understand. And yeah, and again, Casey, good guy, bad guy? What, where, how, and why was his name Casey Jones? And how did no one offer him cocaine? Well,
Casey Jones was a character from the comics, and he was basically just another vigilante that was farting around New York, beating up bad guys. And like in the movie, he first conflicts with the turtles, and he's like, He was the more violent one who was cracking people over the head with sporting equipment. That was his whole thing. He has a golf bag on his back. It's full of all different sporting sort of bludgeony weapons. And he wears a hockey mask.
yes.
So the whole thing with him in this movie, and I don't want to try and bring in sort of other established turtle canon because there's shitloads of it, and I don't really care about all of it, but. In this movie, as an encapsulated unit, he clashes with Raphael over their different takes on being vigilantes,
And then all of a sudden they're besties.
And then later he sees Raphael getting jumped and beaten the crap out of on a rooftop across from his, and he doesn't like that he's being beat up on by all those bad guys, and so he comes over to help.
The other thought that I had. Because it was a kids' movie, there was so little fallout from the fighting.
Yeah, and this was a PG movie.
Right.
A 1990 PG movie.
So, Casey had a little tiny bit of a black eye, and that was it.
Yeah.
And, part of me wonders if the people in the Foot Clan crew...
Foot Clan, yeah.
The Foot. Were they wearing hoods... dressed from head to toe in black, yes, for the ninja look, but also because that way there was nothing to show. Yeah,
and that also meant that you didn't need as many performers to play these hundreds and hundreds of bad guys because they're all dressed the same, and no one cares which one is which.
And, if somebody got a tooth knocked out or a bloody nose, you wouldn't know because they all had those fly hoods on.
Yeah, and Leonardo's weapons are swords, a pair of long katana, and... swinging one of those around. In the comic book, he would swing a sword at someone and they would bleed, or maybe get something cut off. At least in the original comics, because later when it was getting more popular as a more childlike thing, of course the comics were then brought into line with that. And so this movie kind of brought it back a little toward the more, I hesitate to say realistic, but more believable, while still kind of keeping things on kid level, considering that people are slanging weapons at each other.
It was... I didn't hate it. Let's start there. I didn't hate it.
Well, okay.
And I know there's only so much we can do now without the wiki in front of us. But...
I mean, if you want to pull a phone out, I could pull a phone out, because it's my movie, isn't it?
It is your movie. I mean, the thing I thought was really interesting was that, I knew it was Kevin Clash as Splinter from the jump.
Yeah. And was that because, they showed a little snippet of behind-the-scenes stuff from some upcoming documentary, and there was a shot of Kevin Clash with his hand up the puppet. And
I saw he had his hand up a puppet. I didn't realize who it was, but it was so clearly Kevin Clash the whole time.
Yeah.
Come on. And I can only hope that now there would have been a Japanese performer.
Yeah, that's a big thing. All right, so I've got the wiki article open on my phone for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990 film.
Excellent. As we continue our voyage homeward.
Take the windows open. We're on the bridge now. It's a little noisy.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
one name I thought you might recognize on the credit block that I want to bring up, that's not in the cast,
The director.
was the director, Steve Barron.
Okay.
And I'm going to hand you his article and let you scroll.
Holy buckets. Holy buckets. So I do wonder... Okay, so the reason I'm holy bucketing is because Steve Barron was a very prolific music video director.
He was.
Billie Jean, Burnin' Up, Summer of 69, Run to You, Money for Nothing, Electric Avenue, I Don't Want to Dance, Going Underground, Don't You Want Me, Baby Jane, Pale Shelter, Africa, and Take on Me. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he was all over the place.
He was
But
all over the place.
I would like you to scroll down and maybe look at his filmography, which might be collapsing.
Coneheads?
Yep. Dude directed Coneheads.
Holier buckets.
Which we love.
We love so much.
We are very much a pair of Coneheads fans in general and in the particular movie.
In 1984, he directed the science fiction comedy Electric Dreams.
Yes.
And then went on to direct several episodes of the television series The Storyteller.
As in Henson.
As in. Good Lord. Wow. Wow. And a lot of stuff I haven't seen, but that's almost irrelevant. Holy crap. In November 2014, Barron published his autobiography, Egg and Chips and Billie Jean, A Trip Through the 80s.
Yep. So yeah, all that and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Wow. So now I wonder if he's in I Want My MTV.
As in the book.
As in the book, the oral history of early MTV. Wouldn't surprise me.
It'd be interesting to take a look.
Certainly can, certainly will. Not right now.
Not right now. Now, the cast section and everything, I think, is more of a deeper dive, and we maybe won't want to do that while in a taxi.
I would agree.
So, we'll perhaps, I think, take another...
I think we can break here.
Yeah, we'll take another little break here, and then we'll be back to talk more about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Heroes in a Half Shell.
Turtle power. Hey, Gila.
Hey, Rob.
Are we back?
We are back. Once
are back
again.
home. Yes.
We are back home.
This is our third segment.
Yes.
Thus far.
Thus far.
We recorded the first segment in a bank vestibule before seeing the movie.
Yes.
We recorded the second segment in a taxi on the way home from the movie.
Yes, we did.
And it is now, 3 days later?
Yeah.
And we have gotten around to this segment. So we'd been through some of the preliminaries about the movie.
Yes.
We talked about Steve Barron, the director.
We did.
We did not, I think, get further into any cast or crew type things.
We did not. But I think we could do that now.
We certainly could. Before we get into the listed cast, I want to spotlight one other entry in the crew.
Okay.
Jim Henson's Creature Shop.
Yes. Yes. I had known that was a thing. You had mentioned that.
Yes.
But I'd also seen it around, and then the particular screening we were at had, as we had mentioned before, some unearthed material. And the guy says something about Jim Henson's Creature Shop. And I mean, nobody else at the time, and especially not with the kind of practical effects they were pulling off, no one else could have done it.
Yes, I remember we did talk about how this movie was basically done in camera. Not really much in the way of visual post-production effects. Certainly no CGI, no animation. It was just stuff in front of the lens.
Right. And to do what they did with the full body puppets and everything, it wouldn't have been possible. No one else could have accomplished that. I cannot believe I'm about to say this.
Yes.
I would theoretically maybe be interested in seeing one of the new ones to be able to compare what the CGI turtles look like as compared with the puppet turtles.
Okay, well, this was a latter-day Henson's Creature Shop production during the life of Jim Henson.
Yes.
Henson died before the sequel, which the Creature Shop also did, released. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. Then they made a third live-action Ninja Turtles movie in which they were like, we got puppets at home. We don't need to go get any Jim Hensons, and the puppets were kind of garbage. They obviously were trying to duplicate the work that Henson did on the first two films, but it was not Henson, and it showed. And also the movie itself, compared to the first two, was a big old bag of ass. Years later, there was a CGI sequel that was meant to be in the same continuity as these live-action films, and it was just called TMNT.
Right, and wasn't that Nickelodeon produced in, like, 2012?
Nope, much earlier, because the Turtles eventually, as a property, got sold to Nickelodeon, and Nickelodeon had their own CGI animated series about it. I think that was the third animated Turtles series, maybe the fourth. I don't know, I kind of lost track. But TMNT came out in 2007. This movie was pretty much my favorite Ninja Turtles thing, still is. I watched the cartoon series. I don't think it was as good as this, but, you know, it was the thing that made the Turtles blow up as a thing. Yeah, so Henson did this movie, and one thing I said, I think, in the first segment was, even if you don't dig anything else about this movie, you might be interested in just the puppet craft of it all. What did you think of that?
You know, I was really rather impressed. The fact that the turtles had lips, and the turtles had lips that could move. I thought that was pretty impressive. I also got a kick out of the flashback sequences.
Yeah.
Because that was the most Muppety it got.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like the dancing baby turtles, full Muppet. Well, I think they may have been like anything Turtle Muppets repurposed.
They were adorable.
They absolutely were. They were much cuter than the grown-up turtles. Now, I know you could say that about pretty much baby anything.
Yeah.
But the turtles I liked. Splinter, maybe not so much.
Yeah.
And especially later in the movie when he was chained up. And I was like, that is a sweaty-ass rat. That is a sweaty-ass rat stewing in his own juices.
Yeah, they did kind of mist him up, didn't they?
Real bad.
Well, with the understanding that he's supposed to be an anthropomorphized sewer rat.
True, but like...
Puppeted by Kevin Clash.
Right. And even if I had not known that Jim Henson's Creature Shop was involved with the puppet pieces, even had I not come into it with that knowledge, you know I'm good at recognizing voices. I can spot a Kevin Clash a mile away.
You are an excellent voice spotter. Yeah, I think this movie was very impressive in terms of puppetry. The solutions they came up with for the turtle suits, it was really impressive. You could get expressive faces out of it and, you know, good performances from the suit actors. But also, and we'll talk about this when we talk about the cast, each turtle had a coterie of actors behind it. There was the voice performer. There was the suit actor who did, you know, just the casual acting and, you know, moving around and stuff in the suits. And then there were the martial artists, the stunt performers, who were in the turtle suits when they were fighting.
So it's like the casting for Alex in Flashdance.
Pretty much.
Because there was Jennifer Beals to do the acting, stunt double 1 to do the dancing, stunt double 2 to do the breakdancing.
Yeah, and one of whom you could see their mustache.
Yep, that was a breakdancer. Breakdancer had a walrus mustache.
Yes.
And one thing I did appreciate when we saw the cast list go by at the end of the movie was it the voice actors or the puppet actors all also had quick person cameos?
Yeah, the suit actors had person cameos.
Yeah, Corey Feldman popping up in this would have been weird.
Although in one case, Raphael actually had the same suit actor and voice. None of the other ones did.
Go figure.
Let's talk about the cast in this movie. Let's maybe start at the top here and go through the humans. Because, you know, when you go to see a movie made with puppets, you know, you can't wait to see the human.
There's one word he doesn't know. Residuals.
The big two future stars in this movie, they were just bit parts as Foot Clan kids. One of them was Skeet Ulrich. The other was Sam Rockwell.
Okay, can I tell you something funny about Skeet Ulrich?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see the movie As Good as It Gets? Jack Nicholson, Helen Hunt, Greg Kinnear.
No.
Okay, don't. It's shit. But my mother really, really likes it. And it came out when I was a senior in high school and I'd gone to visit my grandmother. Mm-hmm. And we both knew that my mom really liked this movie. So we figured we'd go see it.
All right.
And we were both just bored to tears. Nana never took her coat off. This is a 2+ hour movie. And the seats in that theater rocked a little bit. With her coat on, she just rocked the entire time. And the only thing I remember about seeing this movie, other than, God, it was painful, and Ema, I am sorry, but you know how I feel about this. Skeet Ulrich has a small part in it. Mm-hmm. And he came out on screen, and someone somewhere in the theater screamed, "Oh my God, it's Keanu Reeves!"
If you ever meet Skeet Ulrich, tell him that. It will hurt him.
Oh my God, it's Keanu Reeves, because this is, no, this is before The Matrix. This was kind of during Keanu Reeves' fallow period, I think we could say. It was right after Much Ado About Nothing, about which, frankly, the less said, the better.
Sure. Okay, so a couple of cute cameos. One is the kid going, but we're a family. We have a loyalty to the Shredder. And the other one is the kid at the end of the movie who tells the cops, go to the East Warehouse on Lairdman Island. You'll find your answers there.
And, when you know that Sam Rockwell is going to be there, you see him around a bunch.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, it's Sam Rockwell. Mm-hmm. But I think he says a couple other things at various times as well.
Oh, yeah. He's showing the kid around and, anything you want to do, you can do it. Mm-hmm. And the kid asks, do you have any cigarettes? And he goes, regular or menthol, and holds up cartons.
Yeah.
Because if you're training kids to be your army of, fit ninjas, you're going to load them up on cigarettes.
Well, what are you going to do? Feed them pizza?
Pizza's for good guys in this movie.
Uh-huh.
All right. Toshishiro Obata as Tatsu, Shredder's second in command.
He was there.
He was there. My friend Andrew, that I went to middle school with, he and I were both obsessed with Tatsu, particularly. We both loved this movie, but we were obsessed with Tatsu and would just, every so often look at each other and make that scowly face and go, Yes. And Toshishiro Obata is not even wiki-linked. I think he was a martial arts teacher that they picked up. Going to his IMDb here. Okay, so a handful of stuff in the 90s, a TV movie in 2009. Looks like just a whole bunch of martial arts action type stuff.
And yeah, it said that he's a choreographer. And I don't know if that means actual choreographer or fight choreographer, but
he's got some IMDb trivia.
Did not do his own voice.
Nope, he did not do his own voice. He did not do his own voice, and neither did our next actor, James Saito, as Oroku Saki, a.k.a. the Shredder.
Question, though.
Yes.
Why did it matter? They could literally have put anyone in there, especially if he wasn't doing his own voice.
This is true, but he had to be sort of imposing and be able to act with all that junk on him and do a little bit of fighting.
I was going to say, I know I've seen him around and stuff.
He studied with Uta Hagen.
Sure. He was on MASH.
He was in The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai, where he played the father of a character played by Peter Weller.
Yeah, but then he got his scenes deleted, so.
Die Hard, Devil's Advocate, Home Alone 3.
Pearl Harbor, because of
course. I somehow missed that one, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
So, yeah. A lot of movies, a lot of TV, a lot of henchmen and generals and detectives and...
Laws and Order.
Laws and Order, he was in Star Trek.
He was in Sex and the City.
Well, okay. Mm-hmm. Raymond Serra as Stearns, the chief of the New York City Police Department.
He looked familiar.
Okay, I'm going to let you scroll here, because...
Is there something that you know that I'm going to be surprised by?
Not that strikes me. It's just that he has been in a ton of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Just give him a scroll.
He's been dead for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Which is... Oh, he comes back in the next one.
Mm-hmm.
He was in The Sounds of the Hams.
Yes.
I'm fascinated by how many people did not come back for number 3.
Yeah.
So unless they killed him. Did they kill him?
No, they didn't kill him.
Okay.
It's a kid's movie.
Murphy Okay, I haven't gotten this far in Murder, She Wrote yet.
Okay.
But yeah, he was, around and doing a lot of stuff. And
yeah, just a jobbing actor.
Just a jobbing actor.
70s, 80s, 90s.
4 kids. Oh! Okay, how about that?
How about?
Played violin at Carnegie Hall when he was 8.
And he's a local boy, born in Little Italy. And his name of origin. Let's play a game. Could you please read that aloud?
I will, but you'll cut it if I do too bad. Okay. Aurelio Lacagnina.
Not bad. Not bad. Aurelio Lacagnina. Like lasagna.
Cagnina.
Yes. But you can see why in the 70s they were like, you want to be an actor? Your name is Raymond Serra now.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, I mean, he was there. He yelled. You could see the steam coming out of his ears. That's all.
Michael Turney as Danny Pennington, Charles's teenage son and a prospect for the Foot Clan.
God, the kid was such a compelling actor. What do you mean he's not? And if this guy, died young, I'm going to be very embarrassed.
Okay, so going over to Michael Turney's IMDb because he has nothing on Wiki. 3 acting credits on IMDb. One in 1988 called Spike of Bensonhurst where he played Bar Mitzvah Boy.
Okay, well.
This movie where he played Danny Pennington and something called Cost of Living in 1997. Yeah.
And now he's primarily a director, producer, writer, editor.
In the 2000s. Okay. Well, good for him.
He was there. He got the job done.
Yeah, he kind of stood around and looked befuddled a couple of times. Yeah. Jay Patterson as Charles Pennington, April's boss.
Hello, I am boring white man, and I'm going to white man, white man, white man.
He was kind of like, we've got Werner Brandes at home.
Yeah.
Without the charm. Another sort of jobbing actor through the 80s, 90s, 2000s.
4 different characters on Law & Order. 3 different people on SVU, 2 on CI. Good work, sir.
He's lawing and ordering all over the place.
And he also murdered, She Wrote. And I have not gotten that far either, because this is after.
Couple of soaps.
A lot of doctors.
He does have, kind of that look.
He's a white guy.
Yeah. Dorky looking white guy.
Standard issue white guy.
All right. Now this is one you kind of lit up when you saw him in the credit block.
Yeah.
Elias Koteas as Casey Jones.
Yes.
Elias Koteas. Koteas. Huh. Going by the pronunciation on Wiki, which, okay, I always said Koteas, but...
I've always said Koteas, so...
So it's Koteas.
Koteas. I was pretty close.
There's a schwa. From where do you know Elias Koteas?
Primarily from the One Chicago franchise on NBC. He was a cop on Chicago PD.
Okay.
Which I didn't watch as much. It's my least favorite of the 3. Goes fire, med, 6 feet of crap, PD. But no, I always liked him a lot, even though he was, I don't know, weirdly, oddly creepy in this. And then, what's the opposite of a heel turn?
Face turn.
Well, that's what he did.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, he's a good guy now, and weird, but okay. No, look at his filmography. What do you know him from? He was in Look Who's Talking too?
I think I remember seeing him in that. And knowing, that's Casey from Turtles, but I don't remember anything else about the movie, really.
That's a big year for him. Ooh, he was in the other Crash. You know about that one, right?
No?
So, the first Crash was a James Spader vehicle, and it involved, well, you can see.
Ew.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like I've seen this? Maybe on late night cable at some point.
Wouldn't shock me, but there's odd fuckery here, I think. And it's a David Cronenberg movie, and...
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, he has been a working actor for a really, really, really long time. And, it's hard not to be if, this is 35 years ago. And the people we've seen have either been around a lot or they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And there has been no in between. Oh, I forgot about Chicago Justice.
So he played a character on all of these Chicago things.
Yeah,
the same character.
The thing is
they all cross over with each other?
They do. So when, you're at the hospital
mm-hmm.
and then the paramedics from the firehouse bring someone in.
Oh, I see.
And then the cops go and investigate.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, there are there are official crossovers a lot, but there are also just, times when they swing by. And then for a minute, they had a series called Chicago Justice, which was going to be Chicago law to go along with Chicago order, basically.
Oh, I see.
And it didn't work. It didn't work at all. It lasted less than a season. And then a character from Chicago Justice got spun back to SVU because they needed a DA.
So when Dorothy from Golden Girls would show up on Empty Nest?
Kind of, but almost more like when folks from the MCU just drop by each other's movies.
Yeah, okay. I really liked him in this movie. These movies, of course, are the main thing that I know him from.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought he did a really fun take on the character. I found him really likable.
I think he's really likable.
Of course, you showed me an article that went into this. We were on our way down in the elevator to leave for work today.
Mm-hmm.
And there was someone talking about how he does things in this movie that are not okay. And yeah, 1990 was weird, but... I thought he was a good Casey Jones.
I thought he was a good Casey Jones as much as Casey Jones made any sense to me, which was not a lot.
Legit.
Nobody made a lot of sense here. And he came back for the third one.
He came back for the third one.
No one else did. None of these people did.
The third one, which, again, I reiterate, was kind of a wet bag of ass, had a time travel plot where they ended up in feudal Japan.
Sure.
And so he's there because this is a time travel movie. He's there playing Casey Jones's ancestor in the past. And then he shows up briefly as Casey in the present. And I remember his wig being much worse in the third one. It was like a wig out of a box at Party City versus whatever we had. I don't know if it was his real hair or Hollywood magic in this one, but it at least looked real. So
we could say that his character in the third one was Basil Continuity?
Pretty much. All right. Judith Hoag as April O'Neil, a reporter for Channel 3 News.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. She was cute. She was fine.
Mm-hmm.
No shit!
No shit what?
She was in Big Love. I don't know if you ever saw.
I did never see Big Love.
My mother and I were obsessed.
Ah.
We watched the whole thing. It was so good. And I don't know if you know who the central cast was.
No, I don't know anything about it.
All right. So it's about...
It was about a polygamous marriage?
Yeah.
That's all I know about it.
All right. So let me just tell you who was in it.
All right.
Bill Paxton was the guy.
I see.
His three wives were played by Jean Triplehorn.
Okay.
Jennifer Goodwin. And Chloe Sevigny. Harry Dean Stanton had a recurring role.
Huh. Well, okay.
Amanda Seyfried was one of the kids. Need I continue?
All right. Sounds like a good cast.
I really, really liked it. And it might be fun to go back and watch at some point. But in the same way that people watch a Muppet movie for the humans, I don't think, despite the fact that she's, top of the list of the human actors, I don't think anyone walked away from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thinking, God, the girl was awesome. Because the girl wasn't the point.
Well, sort of. But then, when someone goes to see, a Superman movie, it matters who's playing Lois Lane.
No, that's true.
And I think, given what she was doing, and she had to be the closest human to all these creatures and everything, not everyone could act with a bunch of animatronic suits. And I think she did well in the role.
Oh my God. You know who she was? She was Audrey Landers in A Chorus Line.
Would you like to explain this for folks who might not have listened to our chorus line episode?
Well, first of all, you should listen to our chorus line episode because it was fabulous. But
it was a good one.
Yeah, it was. So Audrey Landers, who was cast as Val in the film of A Chorus Line by Sir Richard Attenborough, because of course, why the fuck was he directing A Chorus Line? Audrey Landers was pretty well known at that time as a performer, but you know what she wasn't? A dancer. Mm-hmm. So whenever the choreo got complicated, all of a sudden, she wouldn't be there.
Right.
She existed to, be sassy and then to walk out of frame before the real action started happening.
Mm-hmm. She did clock a foot soldier over the head once or twice. So.
Yeah, and she fell through the ceiling, but ultimately, yeah. Because people walk away from a Muppet movie saying, I wish we'd seen more of a human.
Yeah. I think she did all right. She did not come back for the sequels.
Either of them?
No, the role was played by another Damon.
She was in Archimedes.
Yes. Yeah, she was in Archimedes. She was in Cadillac Man, which was actually a quite good movie. And
she was also in Murder, She Wrote. And I'm still not that far.
You've got this to look forward to. So many Turtles actors.
I didn't know that was a show.
What was the show?
Oh, it's a television movie.
What?
Sexting in the Suburbia.
So, let's go to the voice cast.
Okay.
Michael McConaughey as Tatsu.
Uh-huh.
Okay. A ton of anime.
It is pretty cool when they just alphabetize your credits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, man's got like a niche.
Yeah. He has done approximately all the voices.
Yes.
David McCharron as the Shredder. He's not wiki-linked.
Okay, I got a question.
Yes.
Why the Shredder? It's not the Splinter.
Well, he's not a Shredder. He's a definite article. He was also in Larry the Cable Guy Health Inspector as a maitre d'.
He was also additional voices in The Lion King.
And he was an uncredited voice in Mr. Nanny. Kevin Clash as Splinter, the Turtles' master and father.
I feel like we could maybe put father in quotes. Or say father figure.
A lot of incarnations of Ninja Turtles, like, some of them are very clear that, like, it's a whole father and son situation and the Turtles consider each other brothers. I think the cartoon at the time didn't really. Splinter was Master Splinter. He was, like, just their sensei. Mm-hmm. And, father figure, but they didn't, like, call him father. And I don't think they called each other brothers. Because, how are you going to explain that? And, of course, Kevin Clash was also the puppeteer for Splinter.
Yes. And what is there to say about Kevin Clash?
Well, probably best known for the role of Elmo. And then in
Not
a Scandal. Yeah. And then in Scandal losing the role of Elmo. Mm-hmm. But still out there puppeteering and whatnot. And he was also Baby Sinclair on The Dinosaurs. Which is going to be a thread, because this was a production that involved a lot of Henson folks.
And when was Dinosaurs, comparatively speaking?
Dinosaurs was...
The year after.
The year after this, 1991 to 94. And actually, on a tech level, a lot of the puppetry animatronic stuff that they had to figure out for this movie went a long way toward what they used in Dinosaurs. I think a lot of the same stuff, some of the same people.
Yeah. And may I just say one more thing?
Yes.
Put down the ducky.
Put down the ducky.
Put down the ducky.
Put down the ducky. You gotta leave the duck alone.
Honk. Honk.
Now.
Yes.
Robbie Rist as Michelangelo. Not what he was best known for, at least back in the day.
Oh, he was Cousin Oliver.
He was Cousin Oliver.
Oh, my shit. Wowzers. Okay.
Now, would you explain Cousin Oliver to the folks who might not be ancient and raised on too much television?
Well, okay, yes. So, Cousin Oliver was brought in the final 6 episodes of The Brady Bunch and I'm just reading from Robbie Rist's wiki now. With the regular children all growing older, his inclusion was intended to reintroduce a cute younger child to the series. However, the idea backfired as most viewers disliked the Oliver character, and the plan became moot as ABC had opted not to renew the series even before his debut. But Cousin Oliver as kind of a trope became a thing, like Raven-Symoné in The Cosby Show. And
Cousin Nikki in Fresh Prince.
Andy on Family Ties, and Chrissy on Growing Pains.
They tried it with Married with Children, had a little kid for a minute.
So, oh no, what else? They did it with Bobby Budnick. In Different Strokes.
Yes.
Which, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because...
Woe betide the child who has to try to out-cute Gary Coleman.
And also, like, people were not turning on Different Strokes for the little red-haired white kid.
Are you sure? What are you talking about, Willis?
Yes. Yeah, there's a picture on his wiki of him as Cousin Oliver with that impossible hair. And, yeah, I mean, I liked him in this movie. In interviews and stuff, he's always seemed like an okay dude. And even I, looking at this picture of Cousin Oliver, kind of want to belt him one.
Yeah. He also wrote the theme song for Sharknado. God, a man of many talents.
But yeah, he still does voiceover. He was in Kid Video, which I actually liked as a kid.
I don't know what that is.
Kid Video was a cartoon by Haim Saban and Shuki Levy.
Oh.
And their idea was to get together a bunch of performers, teenage, young adult, whatever they were, and make a fictional band, like the Archies, and then make a cartoon of that band, and have them record actual covers of, like, pop songs. And he actually, like, had the band tour for a bit, and apparently they were a big deal in Israel. And yeah, he was I think he was the drummer. So him and the rest of the actors, like the characters, looked like them, and they all played their instruments, I think.
Okay, I'm just also looking ahead because he's produced for a band called Nice Guy Eddie, who, if memory serves me correctly, we're going to throw it back to an earlier episode because I believe Nice Guy Eddie had a song on the soundtrack for The Tao of Steve. Soundtrack still holds up, by the way.
Well, all right.
But I believe, and I think it was one of the ones I really liked, too.
As the voice of Michelangelo in this movie, what did you think?
I still maintain that despite the fact that Wayne's World came out after this, that the Turtles' personalities, accents, all of the above, really did come from the Wayne and Garth blue screen tour of the U.S. You know, Michelangelo was just kind of there, and he was dumb, and he's all right, bro, you know, and very like...
You're doing the surfer fingers, by the way, the hang loose
throwing
gesture.
a little shaka over here, yeah. Same turtle bowl, same pile of goo. I remember saying it's an argument for nature versus nurture. Because clearly they're all nurtured in the same fucking place.
His turtle felt like a little Ernie-ish to me. You know, he was kind of the smiley one, just saying weird, funny things and being a goofy comic relief turtle.
I mean, yes, but also. I mean, I kind of feel like they were all comic relief in a way. And again, they're adult-sized turtles. It's inherently funny.
So, let's go to Corey Feldman as Donatello.
Corey Feldman is Donatello. We're going to say the smart one?
That's what Wiki says, the smart one of the turtles.
Yeah, I don't...
In other incarnations of the turtles, he's like, he builds them their big machines and gadgets and stuff, and he's like the science nerd one. And that didn't come into play in this movie,
No,
really.
it did not. He was there. He was there, and I didn't even realize that it was Corey Feldman until the closing credits.
Which surprised me, because, like, not a lot of people have the Corey Feldman voice.
It's true, but with that said, don't judge me. I'm still not entirely clear on which turtle is which. I don't... Dude, they're all there and they look alike, and the only difference is like the ribbon on their head, and sometimes the color was a little blown out and I couldn't tell which one was the orange one and which one was the red one. Like, if there was a green one, that would have been super helpful.
Okay.
Maybe a yellow.
So the other marker of which turtle is which weapon they're using.
Right.
Michelangelo has a nunchucks. Donatello has the staff, which is known as a bow.
Uh-huh. And Raphael has the two little sword things.
Yes, sai.
And Leonardo had something else.
The two big swords on his back. The katana.
Right. Okay. So let me make sure I understand.
Mm-hmm.
The expectation
Mm-hmm.
is that I'm going to remember
Mm-hmm.
which turtle
Mm-hmm.
wearing which color ribbon around their head
Uh-huh.
is carrying which ninja weapon
Mm-hmm.
and who's doing their voice.
Mm-hmm.
And come on, man.
Okay, that is a legit reaction because I'm pretty sure they knew that kids going in would know which turtle was which. Just like, kids going to see the Power Rangers movie would know which color is which power and so forth. And, kids going to see the Beatles movie knew which one's the drummer.
Right. And I don't think anybody was thinking in 1990 that in 35 years, a man is going to bring his wife to this movie as a surprise for their podcast.
No, I'm sure that was exactly what Steve Barron was thinking.
And you know what the other thing I just thought of, though?
Mm-hmm.
You know how the Power Rangers
Mm-hmm.
were all like, the white girl was the pink ranger,
Mm-hmm.
and the Asian person was the yellow ranger,
Yes.
and the black guy was the black ranger,
Uh-huh.
and the boring male white guy was the blue ranger.
Yeah.
Right? It was to make it easier. It was a good differentiation. And they were wearing their color from head to foot.
Mm-hmm. And even in their regular human clothes, when they weren't in their Power Ranger suits, they wore their color.
Yeah.
Because the show was for babies. And also, another Haim Saban Shuki Levy joint.
Mm-hmm. You know what would have been helpful? Wristbands. Maybe a nameplate. A belt buckle.
Little embroidered name tags like Ghostbusters.
Or, on like, I don't know, is it The Sims where you walk around with your fucking name above your head? Hi, my name is Donatello.
One thing they didn't take from like the Turtles cartoons was each one had a little initial on their belt buckle.
Okay, I'm not making this up out of nowhere.
Nope.
That's incredibly helpful.
Yeah, so the separation of personalities here was perhaps not strong if you were not familiar. And I think that's a legit takeaway from this.
Yeah, I mean, I basically went into this blind. I know that there are 4 Ninja Turtles, and I know what their names are.
Uh-huh.
And that's pretty much where it starts and stops.
Mm-hmm.
I know there are 4 colors.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you who's who, except for
Yes.
Raphael is the red one.
Yes.
That was smart. Okay, so Eastman and Laird, you guys suck. You could have come up with some sort of mnemonic device to help people understand which one's which. And you didn't do that, and not cool, bro. Not cool.
So when you were reading the original run of comics...
Oh god, it's even worse.
Yep, I just pulled up a picture of one of the covers, which showed that they did not even come up with the different colors, because the original comics were printed in black and white. They were cheap-ass indie comics. So
there's no way to tell who's who except for the weapons.
Yeah.
And
So on this cover, they've all got red masks on.
right. So here's the thing. The Babysitter's Club books each blow an early chapter on explaining who's who, what their strengths are, what their hobbies are, and what they look like. If, like me, you went and bought the new Babysitter's Club book every month, you could just skip that chapter. But it was important. Eastman and Laird. Fix yourselves. God's sake. Okay, hang on.
Yeah. So I think the colored masks were an innovation of the cartoon.
It's not innovative enough.
All right. So Corey Feldman is Corey Feldman. Josh Pays as Raphael. Now, he's the one who was the voice and the suit actor. He was also in something else we've seen recently.
He looks very familiar. He looks extremely familiar. Okay, he's been in a bunch of... No shit!
Yep.
He was in Teeth.
He was in Teeth.
In which he had the memorable line...
Vagina dentata! Yes. If you're unfamiliar with Teeth, that's what it's about. And yes, that's his line, and he finds out in a particularly violent way.
He certainly knows.
But his character is getting his comeuppance.
Yes. Also, that play was awesome.
Yes. Yes, we saw the stage version, and it was fantastic.
He was in The Station Agent, which I keep telling you should see.
He was in Adventureland, which was quite good, which you still haven't seen.
That's correct. Oh, he was in Joker. Oh, he was in the second ever episode of Sex and the City.
10 episodes of SVU.
Oh, that's why he looks so familiar. He was Hank Abraham. Ooh, what a shit.
So that was a recurring character?
Yeah.
Right, that explains why there's 2 characters here, but 10 episodes.
Yeah. Hank Abraham, oh my god. He had a hell of a heel turn. I may have to make you watch that episode at some point, because wow. Also, it's got a lot of computery stuff, which I think you'd get a kick out of.
All right.
Oh, and he was in The Dropout? We watched The Dropout.
Which one was The Dropout?
Elizabeth Holmes.
Oh, yes, of course. I like him.
Me too!
And I like him in this. Getting a jump on the suit actor's bit, but because he was the suit actor for his turtle, he also had a live-action cameo. When Raphael is running after Casey Jones after they run out of the park, and he takes a tumble over a taxi cab. In that taxi cab is Josh Pays as the passenger going, "What the heck was that?"
Yeah, well, I'm definitely going to have to show you one of his episodes of SVU. And he didn't come back to voice him after this.
No, I don't believe he did. The voice cast, some of them came back, some of them didn't. Corey Feldman was not in the second one, but then he came back for the third one. But the last voice cast member here is Brian Tocci as Leonardo, the leader of the Turtles.
Okay, hold on, because it's also saying that he's the leader of the Turtles and the one who was closest to Splinter.
Yes.
Not the sense that I got.
No?
No. I thought we got the most of, like, Splinter with Raphael. But again, I can't tell these fuckers apart, so anything is possible at this point.
Well, when we get into the plot.
Leonardo's the blue one?
Leonardo's the blue one.
Okay.
And Brian Tocci is one of the people involved with this movie who is actually Asian.
Nice.
He was a child actor. A bunch of stuff. He was in And the Children Shall Lead, an episode of Star Trek, which involved a bunch of kids on a planet. Jobbing actor. He was a really offensive character in the original Revenge of the Nerds.
What? There was an offensive character in Revenge of the...
One of many. He was the one who was the Asian stereotype offensive character.
Not a rapist.
Not a rapist.
Okay.
Ton of voices, ton of stuff.
Urkel Saves Santa, the movie?
Oh, God. All right. Puppeteers. We could just go up the line here. There are a lot of random ass names here, but we've talked about Kevin Clash.
We certainly have.
Michel Ancisti as Michelangelo, his suit performer, and Mac Wilson was his facial assistant. They refer to the puppeteers doing Waldo Glove stuff to make the face happen as facial assistant.
Okay, I love the fact that you called it a Waldo Glove.
Mm-hmm. Well, they are known as Waldo Gloves, and that's how Waldo C. Graphic got his name.
Oh!
Waldo was named after the gloves, not the other way.
Oh! Okay.
No. Yeah, Henson had a CG character, which you could see in Secrets of the Muppets, but also Muppet Vision 3D and some other stuff, where it was an entirely CG puppet, and you could see in Secrets of the Muppets him being controlled with a glove that you use like a puppet on your hand, but it translates the movement to this character. And Waldo gloves are also just what they're called when you do that for puppets, when you do that for like machines, like if you're running a robot arm that's like assembling stuff in a factory, they're Waldos.
Today I learned. I just thought Waldo was a fun name.
It is a fun name.
And they also use them for the Gorgs and the Doozers, right?
Yep, the Gorgs and the Doozers in Fraggle Rock, which predated this. So yeah, the puppeteer who did Michelangelo's face was Mac Wilson. He's done a bunch of puppeteering, some Henson stuff, a bunch of other stuff.
Oh, so cool.
He was Audrey 2's lip sync puppeteer in Little Shop.
He was the lead animatronic puppeteer for Babe.
Mm-hmm. Someone had to be. He was Bellina the Chicken in Return to Oz.
And he's on Mongrels.
Doctor Who, Farscape, more Henson stuff. Dinosaurs, he was the face and head operation of Earl Sinclair.
Oh,
for,
okay. So
a few seasons. Hitchhiker's Guide movie. Yeah. So all around puppeteer.
Mm-hmm.
Michelin Sisti, his cameo was the pizza man.
Right.
So while Michelangelo is under the sewer grate ordering a pizza and ripping off the pizza man, he's also the pizza man.
I gotta get it.
Another rote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, these are some pretty cool things.
He was Motel the Tailor in the revival of Fiddler on Broadway in 81.
Yeah, but look at that last sentence. That's so fucking cool.
Yes. Well, how about you read this from Michelin Sisti's own wiki article?
While understudying Joel Grey in the pre-Broadway tour of Cabaret, Grey lost his voice, and Sisti sang and spoke the role from offstage while Grey performed onstage. As in, watch my mouth.
Yes. Yeah. He's another Henson dude.
Excellent.
I believe his name was chosen. I think his name was originally Michael Allen.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, it says right here.
Mm-hmm.
And, so much hay has been made over the fact that Michelangelo was played by someone named Michael Ann.
Do you think that was part of it?
Might have been. Let's get to Raphael. Josh Pays, we've talked about.
Mm-hmm.
David Greenway as his facial assistant, and Ken Traum as his in-suit martial arts stunt double.
Yes, because he did a lot of the, hardcore fighting.
Mm-hmm. And Ken Traum, who is also known as Ken Scott these days, he actually wrote a behind-the-scenes book, which we have for Kindle, about this movie.
Teenage Ninja to Mutant Turtle.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's Ken with 2 N's.
Yes.
It's an interesting choice.
Mm-hmm. Leif Tilden as Donatello's in-suit performer.
Okay.
Leif Tilden, also another Henson dude. He was Robbie and Richfield in Dinosaurs.
Okay.
He's a suit actor. He's played gorillas. That's in the animal, not as in the band.
Feel good.
And his facial assistant was...
David Redman!
David Redman. How do we know him?
He took over a whole bunch of Richard Hunt's characters after Richard Hunt passed away, and he's been on Sesame Street for a really long time, and he created Baby Bear, and I only slightly want to punch him in the face for that, and...
he is, I think, what we would call a core Henson guy now.
He is emphatically a core
Definitely
Henson
a
guy.
core Henson guy.
He's the right head of the two-headed monster now.
Hmm.
Yeah, he took over a lot of Richard Hunt stuff. Yeah. And... yeah, he's kind of all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Ton of Henson stuff in his...
oh, yeah. He's Janice and Scooter now.
Also Cookie Monster.
Also Cookie Monster.
Ernie Reyes Jr.
Why do I know who that is?
As Donatello's martial arts double.
Right. But why do I know who that is?
He has been in a bunch of stuff. He had a face role, a live role in Turtles 2 as another character. He was in the movie Surf Ninjas.
That might be it.
And just a ton of other stuff. He was in a movie with Rock the Dwayne Johnson. He was in stuff as a kid. The Last Dragon. He was in an episode of MacGyver. Ernie Reyes Sr. was also a massive martial arts dude. And he's also, his wiki article has his kickboxing record. So he was doing it for realsies. This is his father.
Yes. Senior.
But yeah, he was so good at being a martial artist in a turtle suit that they had him as a martial artist human character in the sequel. And Reggie Barnes is his skateboarding double because Donatello rode a skateboard during a couple of times, and he was a professional skateboarder. Yes,
so he got to skateboard a little half pipe in a turtle suit.
Yeah. When they showed the skateboarding, it was a close-up on Donatello's feet and his lower half. And if you keep your eyes open, especially in the full-frame version of the movie, but also even in the cropped widescreen version, you could see human hands swinging around as opposed to the turtle hands at the top of the frame.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
It's one of the little bloopers. David Foreman as Leonardo's in-suit performer. Another Henson guy.
I mean, I'm starting to get a sense that a lot of them, in fact, are. And he does a lot of stunt work.
Johnny English Reborn. Stunt performer in Kick-Ass. Stunt coordinator in 5 episodes of Doctor Who. Martin P. Robinson as Leonardo's facial assistant.
Martin P. Robinson is Leonardo's facial assistant.
How do we know Martin P. Robinson?
Martin P. Robinson is also a Muppet guy, and he is definitely core in the Henson crew, and he's Telly Monster, and he's Snuffy, and he's got great hair.
Yep.
He's got great hair. And yeah, I enjoy him a lot. And, they got married at Kaufman Astoria Studios.
Yeah, he married Sesame Street writer Annie Evans.
It's cute. Now they have 5 kids, and he's slimy, too. That's right. He's the biggest character on Sesame Street. And the smallest.
Yep. Yeah, and as it says here on Wiki, all 4 actors who played the in-suit turtles also appeared in cameos. David Foreman is a gang member. I think he's the one who watches as Tatsu beats the hell out of one of the foot kids in the locker room because he's pissed. Michelin Sisti was the pizza guy. Leif Tilden is a messenger of the foot. He's the one who cracks April O'Neil across the face. And Josh Pays is the passenger in a cab. All right. Now, 42 hours later. Moving on to the plot section in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990 film on Wikipedia.
Wiki what?
Wiki what? In 1990, investigating a crime wave terrorizing New York City, television reporter April O'Neil is attacked by thieves, but is saved by an unseen group of vigilantes.
Wasn't there one vigilante?
No, in the beginning it was all 4 of them.
I couldn't tell. It was dark. And again, it's one turtle, man. The suits are all identical.
They're actually not. They took great pains to, give them different patterns of spots and slightly different colors, different shades of green, different head shapes.
They're 4 giant turtles. Am I racist?
Speciesist, maybe. April's rescuers, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael, return to their hidden lair in the sewer, where their adoptive father, a rat named Splinter, advises them to continue practicing the art of ninjutsu. Now, one thing this skips is the little montage in the beginning of all the crime, and I always thought that was pretty fun.
I enjoyed that. When they were just passing things from person to person to person to person, and
and then the last hand it gets passed to is a ninja hand. And
Danny was one of the foot soldiers in that segment, wasn't he?
Well, the foot soldiers are the ones wrapped up in the suits. So Danny was never a foot soldier. He was if the Foot Clan had continued and he stuck with it, he would have eventually graduated to foot soldier.
No, I apologize. I don't mean capital F foot soldier. I mean lowercase foot soldier. I mean, he was just one of the people who was passing the stolen goods from hand to hand.
Right. But foot soldiers in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle universe refers specifically to the wrapped up ninja bad guys.
All right, but, with the fly eyes.
Yes.
But Danny was an underling.
Yes.
A low-ranking member of the organization
one
who
of the
was passing things from hand to hand.
And in the cartoon version of Ninja Turtles, the foot soldiers are robots. So the Ninja Turtles can smash a bunch of them in every fight scene, and it's not violence. Because they're smashing brainless robots.
Right.
But yeah, the stuff where, a lady looks away from her TV that she's watching on her fire escape and the TV gets stolen, or, a guy pulls up in a truck and delivers one box out of it and comes back and the truck has been emptied. I thought all that stuff was... It
was really well done.
Yeah, it was funny.
That may have been, I think, one of the strengths of Steve Barron as a director, because he had primarily, up to this point, worked in music video. So 4 to 5 minute segments of stuff were great.
Yeah, and also just getting bits of story across without necessarily spelling it out in dialogue, I guess. Once you've put forth the story of Take On Me. Visiting the surface, Raph comes to blows with fellow vigilante Casey Jones and is counseled by Splinter. This really condenses a bunch of stuff that went on. Raph lost one of his sai in his first fight and was all pissed, and he was focused on getting it back. He had a little outburst and went to a movie to cool off.
Now, at the beginning, when, he's putting his trench coat and his little hat on so he can walk around incognito.
Yes.
Because, again, apparently no one... And granted, it was New York in 1990. Things were a little gritty.
Yes.
But even then, I think that people in the city, even in the village, would have noticed a human-sized turtle wearing a trench coat.
Yes.
Call me crazy. But when he said, I'm going to see a movie, okay? I thought he meant he was just going to walk around or something. I didn't think he was actually going to watch a movie.
No, and the turtles dressing up in that particular outfit of a trench coat and a big hat was a running gag in the cartoon and in other turtle stuff, where they do that to go up on the surface and like no one noticed because plot armor.
It's like Jackie Daytona's toothpick.
Pretty much, yes, exactly. And, he comes out of the movie Critters and he's like, where do they come up with this stuff? A fun little moment. I always loved the Raph and Casey fight and the quips they're throwing back at each other.
And one thing that was fascinating was seeing this in the anniversary screening.
Yes.
Because there were people in this theater who knew this movie so well.
Yes.
And were so vocal about it.
There were so many chuckleheads, like shouting each line with the movie and like saying the lines before the movie said them, which was not conducive to what we were trying to do with showing you the movie for the first time.
No. And the guys who were sitting on the other side of me were so into it. So during the Raph and Casey fight, when Casey's like, wait, and the guy goes, cricket bat! It's gonna be a cricket bat! And then it was. And I was like, sir, it is a movie. Okay, so this is the part that confused me. Because at the beginning,
yes,
Casey Jones is at loggerheads with the turtles.
Yes.
Conceptually. Because they were vigilanting on his turf. Like, was that the issue?
Well, the issue is, and there was a deleted scene from this movie, which they actually showed at the beginning, which is basically a one-to-one rip from the comic book where Casey is watching TV and seeing reports about the crime waves and getting more and more pissed. And it establishes that he was an old athlete that got hurt, and he's like, I'm going to go out there and put a stop to this. And he decides to go out and be a violent-ass vigilante with all the sports gear. And when he meets Raph, there were some purse snatchers at Central Park. Raph trips them and gets the purse back to the lady, but then they run off into the park where they see Casey, who also saw the purse snatching, and Casey's like, okay, I've got to beat the hell out of these guys now. While Raph is like, they don't need to be taught a lesson like that, not from you. And so they're at loggerheads because of their different styles of vigilanting, where Raph just wants to stop the bad guys and Casey wants to beat him into chunky salsa. Which, of course, in the original comic was more of a thing because they could show people getting beaten into chunky salsa.
Right, and you could not do this in this PG-rated movie for children.
Right. So the movie doesn't maybe get across all of that in its very brief introduction of Casey. But as in this movie, Casey in the comics and the cartoons and stuff ends up teaming up with the turtles and they live happily ever after as supporting characters. So, Charles Pennington, April's boss at Channel 3 News, struggles to control his delinquent son Danny, who has been recruited with other teenagers to help the mysterious Ninja Foot clan in their wave of thefts. April suspects the Foot are responsible for the crime spree, raising the ire of Police Chief Stearns, while Shredder, leader of the Foot, sends his soldiers after April. Raph defeats them and brings the unconscious April to the turtles' lair, unknowingly followed by a Foot soldier. So Raphael gets his other Psy back and beats the hell out of the Foot soldiers and carries April away.
In the subway.
In the subway.
Which was the same subway station that the Warriors had to fight in.
I think it might have been. I think it was Hoyt Schermerhorn, which is in Boerum Hill in Brooklyn and a block or so away from the studio at WBAI. It has a disused track on it, which is so often used when film and TV productions need a subway platform because they can set it all up there without disturbing any actual train traffic.
Right, they put up new signage at City Hall, which very clearly at one point looked like it had been just taped on.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to go to that station every week back when we went to the studio to broadcast Off the Hook. So I quickly became able to kind of pick it out when they use it and stuff. Always wanted to check out that other platform, but you can't actually get to it unless you're willing to do some trespassing, which I'm not. Not at my time of life.
This skips the scene where Stearns, like April goes in, she's like, time me. And did she just walk out while he was still screaming? In 1 minute and 3 seconds?
Yeah, something like that.
It's cute.
Raph defeats them and brings the unconscious April to the turtles' lair, unknowingly followed by a Foot soldier. Splinter explains to April that he and the turtles were mutated into intelligent, anthropomorphic creatures by a mysterious chemical.
Same goo.
Same goo. And a mysterious chemical is wiki-linked to mutagen, which...
is a thing that mutates.
Yep. Escorting April home and bonding over their love of pizza, the Turtles find their lair ransacked and Splinter kidnapped and return to April's apartment.
I feel like there's some sort of preposition missing in that sentence.
Escorting April home and bonding over their love of pizza, the Turtles find their lair ransacked and Splinter kidnapped and return to April's apartment.
But they escorted April home.
Mm-hmm.
They bonded over their love of pizza after they escorted April home.
Yes.
And then they went home and found their lair ransacked. Like, there's something missing. Like, after escorting April home and bonding over their love of pizza.
Yeah. Maybe the Turtles returned to their lair to find it ransacked.
Or returned to find their lair ransacked.
Yeah. But I'm not here to edit the wiki. I'm just here to...
I'm here to complain about it. That's what I do. I complain about the wiki.
I enthusiastically fix wiki articles all the time, but not while we're recording. It's just, that feels a little too like breaking the Prime Directive.
One thing I had forgotten about movies from this period of time,
yes,
especially movies from this period of time that were pitched to children, was how blatant some of the product placement was.
Uh-huh. Like Domino's Pizza?
Like Domino's Pizza, Mountain Dew.
Mm-hmm. You want to laugh about the pizza in this film. At the time, you know how companies will have promotional deals with movies that are coming out?
Mm-hmm.
Domino's Pizza had the product placement in the film, but the promotional jazz, Pizza Hut had the contract. So Pizza Hut had like Ninja Turtles coupons and pizza specials and stuff. When you went to see the movie, it was Domino's. Actually, if you got, I think it was the second Ninja Turtles game on NES, you would walk past Pizza Hut signs fairly regularly while going around and smashing bad guys. Danny is arrested, which Stearns uses to pressure Charles, who urges April to drop her investigation. Glimpsing the Turtles hiding at April's apartment, Danny informs Shredder at the Foot's hideout, where Splinter is being held prisoner.
Sweaty rat.
Yeah, sweaty rat.
Sweaty rat.
I always liked the farce of the hiding in April's apartment scene while her boss and the kid are going around. One thing that this movie does well is covering for the weaknesses of the character suits, where like the camera scrolls off of them and then you just hear like, and then, the camera scrolls back and they're gone and they're invisible and stuff. And you don't have to show these guys actually jumping up onto the ceiling or leaping off into the shadows or whatever. The scene in April's apartment is also one of the scenes where if you're watching the full framed version of the film, you can see a lot of control cables going up into the turtle suits.
You know what this does skip, though?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't just bond over their love of pizza.
Mm-hmm.
It was Donatello who did the impressions.
Nope.
Damn it.
It was Michelangelo who did the impressions.
I would have thought it was Donatello.
Nope. Michelangelo's the funny one. Donatello's the nerdy one.
Right, but Donatello was Corey Feldman, and Corey Feldman could do that stuff. Do you not remember Corey Feldman in the 1989 Oscars? In the Oscars Stars of the Future segment?
Yes, I do.
When he did the Michael Jackson dance?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot he was in that.
Oh, was he in that?
Yeah.
Side note, listeners, 1989 was a train wreck of an Oscar show, and it was the one that started with Snow White and Rob Lowe, and then in the middle, they gave over 20-something minutes of it to Stars of the Future, and I cannot adequately describe what a fucking train wreck it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so many of the people in it, you're just like, who? And then at one point, the whole thing comes to a crashing halt, and Corey Feldman moonwalks. It has to be seen to be believed.
Also, dancing tables.
Different number.
Different number?
Mm-hmm. The dancing tables were in the opening segment.
Okay. The whole show was a shit show.
The whole show was just a shit show. Alan Carr could have produced Grease and then enjoyed a dignified retirement. And he didn't do that. Also, the book Oscar Wars, which we have on the Kindle, if you haven't read it.
I haven't read it.
Oh my God, it has a whole chapter about that night. It's so fucking good.
Well, okay. Raph argues with Leo over his leadership and is ambushed by the Foot and beaten unconscious.
Yeah, that was kind of a bummer, man.
It was. It starts off and he's kicking ass. It's, I think, some of the better martial arts choreography in the movie than this scene. But he's clearly one guy getting overwhelmed by endless supplies of baddies.
In bug-eye masks. During, I don't remember if it was that segment or a different one, where one of the Foot guys, one of his mask eyes was like meshy and hard to see through, and the other one was just like completely clear and like, hey, that's your eye. Hey, that's your eye. It was distracting. I was paying more attention to the eye than the fighting. Shocking, I'm sure.
Completely. The turtles fight off the foot with Casey and escape the burning building with April, who is fired by Charles in a phone message.
So, side note, this is when we learn that April owns the entire building?
She owns the shop, this antique store, and lives above it. And maybe she owns the building?
I kind of got the sense she owned the building. But the set piece of Charles leaving the message as the answering machine was catching on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Nicely done, Steve Barron. I'm telling you, these little 4 to 5 minute chunks.
And the machine is like hanging by a wire as it's burning, and this message is coming in. April and the turtles have escaped through a hatch, and Casey's there fighting off the last of the bad guys while heading to escape. And he hears the message, and in one of the better gags in the movie, the phone message ends, "I'm sorry, April, I know this comes as a blow," and then the wire snaps and the machine lands on the head of one of the foot soldiers.
It's cute.
Yeah.
But April's house and business have burnt down, and she has lost her job as a reporter, which she didn't know yet.
Yeah. And they drive off in a VW van, which is kind of a nod to the cartoon because the turtles drive around in a souped-up, obviously VW-inspired van. Like the old microbus vans. Danny seeks counsel from the captive Splinter and runs away from the Foot Clan. This was the second flashback, where he talked about the fight between Hamato Yoshi and Oroku Saki. The turtles retreat to April's family farm, where she bonds with Casey as Raph recovers.
So April's got money.
Or at least has money in the form of really crappy real estate. The apartment building shop thing was kind of a shithole. And she goes to this farm, which is also kind of a shithole.
Yes, but the building was like at the corner of Bleecker, and are you telling me that would not be valuable real estate?
It was maybe before the boom. This might have been a fictional New York, which was closer to Fort to City Drop Dead than, Disneyfied Times Square. The village was probably still hip, though. And she bonds with Casey. Of course, he's doing the standard late 80s, early 90s, like...
I'm going to pester you till you like me.
And, of course, it works. The most glaring case is when she's, like, trying to rub lotion on her shoulder, and Casey goes to do it, and she shrinks away from him, so he, like, grabs her and forces her down in a chair, and then he's rubbing her shoulders, and she's like, "Oh, okay, I like this." Not great.
Not great.
That immediately leads to the gag where Michelangelo comes in. The turtles have been exercising, and on his sore muscles, he doesn't grab the lotion, he grabs turtle wax.
It was cute.
Yes. Leo receives a vision of Splinter and assembles the other turtles to contact him through astral projection.
And that's when the fire turned blue.
That was when the fire turned blue.
See, I was paying attention.
Mm-hmm. Because, as I'm sure you could learn from any kid leaving their class at Tiger Schulman's karate studio, once you know martial arts, you can also psychically contact your abducted master and astral project all over the place.
Astral projector.
Exactly. Splinter delivers his final lesson, inspiring the turtles to return to the city. That scene was sad and cute, and you have crying turtles at the end of it. And
it was lovely, and I love you, my boys. And
yeah.
Weeping turtles. Oddly moving.
Yeah. The turtles find Danny hiding in their lair, and Casey follows him to the Foot's hideout.
Okay, hang on, back up.
Mm-hmm.
So, they hadn't been back since the Foot had gotten there.
Right.
So they're seeing, like, what's been trashed, what's not where it's supposed to be. Obviously, Splinter's not there. And then they find the pizza.
Well, they find Danny.
And
then they're like, "We wish we had some food." And Danny's like, "Oh, I had some pizza down here the other day." And they're like, "Hey." And so they find the pizza. And what happens?
They look at the pizza and they're like, "Whoa, do you like penicillin on your pizza?" Because it had gone moldy.
Yes.
And then they have a little funeral they sing taps for the pizza.
Yes. Which made me laugh when I was a kid, makes me laugh now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure I've done the same when, like, food in the fridge has gone off.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. The turtles find Danny hiding in their lair, and Casey follows him to the Foot's hideout.
The Foot's hideout.
Mm-hmm.
Cyberdelia?
Yeah, definitely a bit of cyberdelia. Kind of cyberdelia with more arcade shit and a dojo in the back.
Right, so it's kind of a combination of cyberdelia and the bad guy dojo from The Karate Kid.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it, yeah. If they mated.
Yeah. If Cyberdelia married Cobra Kai, you've got whatever the fuck that was.
The East Warehouse on Lairdman Island, which was, a little nod to Eastman and Laird.
Ah.
This was also the scene with the gay panic joke. 1990. Where you could do that in a kid's movie. Casey's like, what do you mean we're going to stay here overnight in this sewer? And Donatello goes, oh, you're claustrophobic. He's like, no, I never even looked at another man. And yeah.
Yeah.
Splinter tells Danny that as an ordinary pet in Japan, he learned ninjutsu from watching his master, the ninja Hamato Yoshi. To escape conflict with his rival, Oroku Saki, over the love of a woman, Tang Shen, Yoshi fled with Shen to New York, where they were killed by a vengeful Saki. This also kind of does smack of a bunch of Japanese names come up with by a couple of white Americans.
A little bit.
Splinter suggests Saki is linked to the foot, while Shredder finds Danny and realizes that the turtles have returned, ordering Splinter to be killed. Casey and Danny free Splinter and defeat Shredder's Lieutenant Tatsu, before convincing the remaining foot members that they have been manipulated by Shredder.
Which was easier than one might have thought.
Yeah. Little Skeet going, but we're a family. And you call this here and that down there, pointing to Tatsu's unconscious form, family? And the movie Rumble in the Bronx, which was, I think, Jackie Chan's big break in this country. Jackie became famous for, like, the martial arts films that were also kind of fun and comedic and stuff. But he was not as good at acting in English yet as he would later become. And he dubbed his own voice for the film. And there is this scene, and I remember watching this back then. He's like fighting the bad guys, and the bad guys are like these gangsters and whatever. And Jackie, and I'm totally paraphrasing because I haven't seen this in about 100 years, but...
Well, I've never seen it, so it's new to me.
Jackie ends up, just yelling at all the bad guys going, don't you know that you're scum? You can't go around beating people up and robbing them. And like the bad guys start looking at each other like, he's right. And it was just this awkward ass acting. As a martial arts movie, it's a lot of fun. And as a work of dialogue that has been written down and later performed, it's fun in probably an unintentional way.
Okay. Fair.
And this whole thing where he just browbeats these kids into no longer being Foot Clan, kind of in the same general area.
Did you know you could browbeat someone out of brainwashing? Because I did not. Today I learned.
Oh, yeah.
Totally how that works.
Totally how that works. The turtles repel the foot from their lair and onto the streets before confronting the spear-wielding Shredder on a rooftop. After a fierce battle, Shredder claims that Splinter is dead, overpowering an infuriated Leo and disarming the turtles. Now, this fight suffers from one of the most glaring tropes in martial arts movies in general. Usually it's the other way around with there'll be one hero and this whole crowd of bad guys, and the bad guys each take their turns running up to the hero and attacking him. So the hero can beat up this guy, and then the next one runs up, and the hero beats up that guy, and the next one runs up, and so forth. Everyone patiently waits their turn to get their ass kicked, not realizing that like 3 or 4 of them could gang up on him and just beat the hell out of him. And this goes in the other direction where the 4 turtles keep taking their turns one by one to kick Shredder's ass and fail miserably because Shredder is the big boss. It's even more glaring when it's the good guys doing it.
No, very much. And it was just like, guys, there's 4 of you and 1 of him. And if you all went out at the same time, we could be out of here faster.
This is also, it becomes clear if you're looking for such things, which I always was, that the martial arts turtle suits don't have working faces. The faces are just in one pose. When you've got a close-up and the turtles' mouths are moving and they're saying things, that's the suit performers. But when they're running up with martial arts, they all have like just one frozen facial expression that they're doing because, of course, the stunt heads don't have all the animatronics gear in them.
Well, yeah, because you wouldn't want to stunt with the animatronics in case you fell on your face.
Absolutely. Before Shredder can kill Leo, Splinter appears and identifies him as Oroku Saki, who in turn recognizes Splinter as Yoshi's pet rat. Shredder charges Splinter, who snares his spear with Mikey's nunchaku, leaving Shredder dangling over the roof's edge. Shredder makes a final attempt to kill Splinter with a thrown tanto, but Splinter drops him into a garbage truck below.
How did Shredder get the Lone Ranger's sidekick up there with him while he was dangling off the side of the building?
Tonto's a little dagger.
Oh.
Casey, quote, accidentally activates the truck's compactor, crushing Shredder.
So who's the bad guy in the next movie?
Spoilers, Shredder didn't actually die.
He got compacted.
Mm-hmm.
He got compressed.
Yes.
He got recycled and made less of.
Apparently, but
Whoa, keep on trucking.
But it turns out you can't really kill the iconic villain of your franchise in the first movie. He's got to come back. Even though in the original comic, and I say that a lot, in the original comic, Shredder shows up and is killed in his first appearance. But later they undo that and he's, he recovers nicely from being killed.
Did they bring Alan Rickman back for Die Hard 2? He was the big bad. They just let him be dead. Didn't they? You drop someone off a building, you let them be dead. Especially if they've gotten compacted.
The police arrive to arrest the foot soldiers, while one of the teens directs them to the hideout full of stolen goods. The Channel 3 crew arrives to cover the story, and Danny is reunited with Charles, who gives April her job back with benefits.
She's now the highest paid field reporter in the city.
Mm-hmm. April and Casey share a kiss, while the Turtles celebrate their victory with Splinter.
And pizza, I'm assuming.
Well, you can assume, yeah. A running gag in this movie is Donatello trying to come up with cooler and cooler slang to shout. And he's kind of failing to come up with something at the end of this. And Splinter goes, I have always liked cowabunga. And they have a big old group high five and they shout cowabunga. And they've got a catchphrase.
And that's the end of the movie.
That's the end of the movie.
TRUTLE power.
Which we saw performed live.
Live.
It was live because it was Mega Man. And the original fellow who recorded it when we went to see the Cybertronic Spree.
That's why it sounded so familiar.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were talking about the Ninja Turtles show from Universal Studios.
Oh, no.
That's why.
Yeah, let me see if there's... Oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original motion picture soundtrack, has its own wiki article.
And I remember just freaking out because Ya Kid K, who performed Technotronic in Pump Up the Jam, co-wrote one of the other songs that I couldn't tell apart one from the other. But
I remember one of the things you boggled at when reading the DVD case was it mentioned that the soundtrack features MC Hammer. And
yeah, it seemed like it was scored by MC Hammer, the way they wrote it. He has one song on the soundtrack. I think that was a massive overstatement.
He has one song on the soundtrack. A small snippet of it plays during one of the scenes in the Foot Hideout with the kids running around playing arcade games and shit. But Turtle Power, the closing credits theme, performed by Partners in Crime. That's crime with a K-R-Y.
Because of course it is.
We saw a nerdcore rapper named Mega Ran, who opened for the Cybertronic Spree, perform this with the guy from Partners in Crime on stage. And of course you didn't know from this movie
I didn't,
at that point.
But I was very happy.
Yes, it was a delightful show. And
apparently the song, I just saw this on the wiki, the song said that Raphael was the leader, and apparently that's not true.
Nope. The song said Raphael was the leader, Leonardo's the leader. So, Partners in...
Oh, is that why he's Leonardo's the leader?
Well, in the theme to the original cartoon, it has that little bit where it explains the four turtles' different personalities in lyrical form. Leonardo leads, Donatello does machines, Raphael is cool but rude, Michelangelo is a party dude.
See, that would have been extraordinarily helpful. Not to mention, then we would have gotten our Randall Monroe moment.
Yes.
Now, listeners, if you don't know what I'm talking about, there is a webcomic called XKCD in which the writer does, sciencey stuff, and he did a cartoon of Wikipedia article names that scan to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme.
That is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon theme, as in...
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, here's in the half shell.
Turtle power.
Right. So it was funny because it had actually just come up at work for something else. But so you have things like, pick one.
And this is comic number 1412 if you're on xkcd.com. And Randall Munro has drawn all of these phrases in the style of the iconic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles red and green Rocky-looking logo, such as Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Harlan, David, Colonel Sanders.
Daylight saving time in China. Heroes in a half shell.
Turtle power.
There are just so many of these. And of course, once you've seen this comic, you start seeing things that scan this way everywhere. Things like Windows Vista startup process.
Legal Code of North Dakota.
Zack and Miri make a porno.
You get it. It's fun. Yeah. And that 2-line segment would have been extraordinarily helpful. And especially if, I'm assuming that when they mentioned each of the turtles, they showed them on the screen, so you had that kind of association with what they looked like. Like, this is, Leonardo leads, and he wears blue. Blue?
Blue, yes. Now, I'm going to see if I can find the original Ninja Turtles theme. And we're not keeping this clip in the episode because that would be a legal nightmare, but I'm going to play it for you.
Thank you, dear.
Hi, Rob from the future here, just editing out the bit where I play the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon theme for Gila, because if I left that in the episode, we would get bitten for copyrighted music. So imagine you just heard the theme yourself. Back to the show.
That would have solved so many of the problems I had with this movie. Just a good old-fashioned theme song.
Yep, you've now just watched the theme to the original cartoon.
Right, which again, would have fixed all the problems that I had. I mean, no, because I still maintain that this movie was trying to do a lot of things tonally at the same time. But that piece of it, super helpful. However, it did seem to imply that Splinter was a man who got turned into a rat.
Yeah, that's how it went in the cartoon. They changed it that way for some reason, where Splinter was originally Hamato Yoshi. He was not Hamato Yoshi's pet rat.
But the pet rat makes more sense.
It does. In the scheme of these things, you could say you could accept and suspend disbelief around the same ooze, making the turtles big and humanish, and making a rat big and humanish. But in the cartoon, the ooze made the turtles big and humanish and made a human ratish.
Made a human and I'm sorry, in the cartoon, was Splinter rat-sized or human-sized?
Short human-sized, big rat-sized.
All right.
So
the internal logic of the cartoon is just not holding up for me right now,
well,
but...
The original Ninja Turtles cartoon is not something you go to for internal logic.
Well, if you're sure.
Reasonably.
All right. Compared
to, really tight, fictionally integrous things like this movie.
Yeah.
So, that was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1990 film.
My God, it was.
All in all.
All in all.
What do you think?
It was goofy. It was dumb. It was a fun way to spend an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And my main issues with the screening had nothing to do with the movie.
It had to do with the chucklehead fans around us.
Yeah, and if the seats were in the nicer recliners. But it was not an unpleasant experience. Ebert singled out the production design, which he described as a low-rent version of Batman or Metropolis.
Yeah, this coming out a year after the 89 Batman film, which completely blew everyone's mind with the production design.
And 61 years after Metropolis.
Yeah.
But it was goofy. I didn't hate it. Which, when you're showing me a cartoon-based martial art-centric movie, not hating it, did it hold up for you?
It did. It is probably still my favorite thing, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles related, that I've ever seen. The second movie was okay, not as good. The third movie, as I said, steaming bag of ass. The original cartoon was fine for what it was. I took a peek at like the subsequent versions of the cartoon and subsequent movies that came out. Never really liked them as much. There is a current animated version where the art is just goddamn hideous. It's like rubbing sandpaper in my eyes and I can't stand it. Jackie Chan voices Splinter in those. But yeah, the comics I was never all that into. They did have a crossover with a couple of crossovers, I think, with other characters that I checked out in comics. There was a couple of Ghostbuster crossovers with the Ghostbusters line of comics. There was an X-Files crossover in comics, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly.
I don't think I knew there were X-Files comics.
Oh, yes. Yeah, there were Batman crossovers, and I think one or two of those got made into direct-to-video stuff.
And, speaking of crossovers, I do believe that the Ninja Turtles were in the greatest crossover vehicle of all time.
Are you referring to Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue?
You're goddamn right I am.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Yeah, what else? Oh, back to Haim Saban and Shuki Levy some more. They did Power Rangers, of course. They tried to do a live-action Ninja Turtles series called Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation. And they tried to do the Power Rangers thing of having, performers in suits, but, on a made-for-TV level in the 90s. And it was fucking hideous.
I'm sure it was.
It was almost as hideous as when there was a live stage show of Ninja Turtles where they sang because they were rock stars now. And that, the Turtles live thing is legendary for how just fucking weird it is. Even in the professionally released to video recorded version of it, sometimes the turtle heads just like stop working and the mouths stop moving. The Shredder is just fucking insane in it, like not in evil ways, but just in like, what are they doing with this guy ways, where it's just like some guy and he's like, he hates the turtles because he hates music and the turtles make rock music. And, that is a thing we may have to dig up at some point when we're really hurting for something just eye-bleedingly weird to throw on. It's probably on YouTube and whatnot. But yeah, I still like this movie. I still like it a whole lot. And I'm glad to have seen it on the big screen again for the first time in 35 years.
I'm glad to have seen it on the big screen for the first time. And I'm glad to have seen it with you.
And I'm glad to have seen it with you. Now, apropos of nothing, we recently went to the Hope Conference.
Yes, we did.
The Hackers on Planet Earth conference, which took place here in Queens. And at the Hacker Conference, we met up with a friend of the show.
Yes, we did.
In real life.
Yes, we did.
Sven! Our buddy Sven, who has written to this program more than once. It was great meeting him. I got to hang out with him and talk about movies and also hacker stuff, but also movies. It was just very cool to meet somebody who got into our work through Off the Hook and the hacker stuff and just followed us over here and continues to appreciate it.
Yes, it is still mind-blowing to me that there are people who listen to this program who are not, like, our family.
Yeah. Sven had written to us and said, I'm coming over for the Hope Conference. Can we meet up? And we totally did. And it was a lot of fun. And you too, out there, can be cool like Sven. Maybe not as cool as Sven.
No, but you can aspire to Sven's coolness.
Yes. In a similar way by getting in touch with us and telling us what you think about this movie or about other movies that we've done or just about our podcasts in general. And there are a couple of ways you can do that.
Yes. You can shoot us an email using the address watches@modern.technology. You can call us on the telephone line by calling United States number 1-929-399-8414 and leaving us a voicemail, which we might include on a future iteration of this very program here.
And if you don't want to make a phone call, but you'd still like to send us some audio, you can record an MP3 on your computer or a voice note on your phone and email it to that same address, watches@modern.technology. We will never release personally identifying information unless you want us to. We won't say your email address or email account name, but if you sign your email, we can say your name that way.
And if you forget everything else and you want to find us online, we have a website at modern.technology, and if you click on the Contact Us link at the top of the page, all this information is there, plus a nifty little form which will enable you to email us straight from the website.
Absolutely. Get in touch. Let us know what you think. Check out the rest of this podcast at modern.technology/watches. So, for Modern Technology Watches, this has been Rob Vincent.
And Gila Drazen.
And we will catch you next time.
We'll see you at the movies.
Cowabunga.
You've been listening to episode 403 of Modern Technology Watches with Gila Drazen and Rob Vincent. Go to modern.technology on the web for more info on this show, our other work, and our social media dojo. Our music is The Promise by Torley Wong, released Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike 3.0. Find more from Torley at torley.com. Thank you, Torley. Content from wikipedia.org is used under Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike 3.0. This podcast is released under Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike 4.0 and is a production of Joyful Firefly, LLC. Email us at watches@modern.technology. And if you like us, tell a friend or two.
I don't think we mentioned how that used to be a thing. I don't think it's still a thing anymore.
I don't think it is.
Domino's would give you a few bucks off the pizza if they were late. Of course, even if you got $3 off Domino's pizza,
You still have to eat Domino's pizza.
Yeah, exactly.